Did you know a stroke can happen without any pain at all? No dramatic collapse, no warning ache, just a few small changes that are easy to brush off. Today I'm sharing the fast warning signs every senior should know by heart, plus 2 lesser-known signs most people have never heard of. Stick with me, because the sign I reveal near the end is the one doctors say gets missed most often, and catching it early really can change the outcome. Stroke is one of the leading causes of serious, long-term disability for adults over 60, and research suggests someone in the United States has a stroke about every 40 seconds. Here's the encouraging part: when a stroke is caught early and treated quickly, many people recover far more of their strength, speech, and independence. That's really the whole point of this video. You don't need a medical degree to spot the warning signs, you just need to know what to look for. So let's break it down letter by letter, starting with the very first sign, one that often shows up on a person's face before anywhere else. Let's start with F, for face drooping. This is often the very first thing people notice, sometimes even before the person having the stroke realizes anything is wrong. One side of the face may suddenly droop or feel numb, and the smile can look uneven or crooked. A simple way to check is to gently ask the person to smile. If one side of the mouth doesn't move the way the other does, that's a red flag. Family members are often the ones who catch this first, simply because they know what that person's normal smile looks like. If something about a loved one's face suddenly looks off, don't wait to see if it passes, take it seriously right away. Next is A, for arm weakness. This is where one arm may suddenly feel weak, numb, or heavy, almost like it isn't listening to the brain anymore. A quick way to test this is to ask the person to raise both arms straight out in front of them, at the same time. If one arm drifts downward, or simply can't lift as high as the other, that's an important warning sign. Sometimes it's subtle, maybe someone drops a cup or struggles to lift a bag they normally carry with ease. On its own, that might seem minor. But paired with any other sign on this list, it matters a lot. Now here's S, for speech difficulty. This one can be surprisingly easy to miss, especially if you assume someone is just tired or distracted. Speech may suddenly become slurred, garbled, or hard to understand. The person might struggle to repeat a simple sentence back to you, or their words may come out jumbled even though they know exactly what they mean to say. A good test is to ask them to repeat something simple, like "the sky is blue." If the words come out strange or they can't get the sentence out at all, that's your signal. And before I tell you what T stands for, I want to share the sign that catches even trained caregivers off guard, but we'll get to that in just a moment. Finally, T stands for time. If you notice even one of these signs, face drooping, arm weakness, or speech trouble, the single most important thing you can do is call emergency services immediately. Don't wait to see if symptoms improve, and don't drive the person yourself if you can avoid it. Emergency medical teams can start life-saving treatment on the way to the hospital, and every minute matters. Doctors often say time is brain, meaning the longer a stroke goes untreated, the more damage can occur. So the moment you spot any fast sign, treat it like the emergency it is. Now, here are the 2 lesser-known signs I promised you, sometimes grouped into an extended version called B fast. The B stands for balance. A sudden loss of balance, dizziness, or trouble walking can be an early stroke sign, and it's often mistaken for simple clumsiness or an inner ear issue. The E stands for eyes. Sudden blurred vision, double vision, or vision loss in one or both eyes can happen too, and it's easy to write off as just getting older. These 2 signs are the ones doctors say get missed most often, because they don't look as dramatic as a drooping face. If a loved one suddenly seems unsteady or says their vision just went blurry out of nowhere, please don't brush it off, treat it with the same urgency as the classic fast signs. There are a couple of other signs worth knowing too. sudden confusion, trouble understanding simple conversation, or a severe headache that comes on out of nowhere with no clear cause can all be linked to a stroke. These symptoms can look a lot like everyday tiredness or a bad headache, which is exactly why so many strokes go unrecognized in the first few minutes. The key thing to remember is suddenness. Stroke symptoms tend to appear quickly, within seconds or minutes, rather than building up slowly over hours. If something changes suddenly and it's out of character for that person, it's always worth getting checked out. Let's clear up a few common myths, because what you don't do matters just as much as what you do. Don't give the person food, water, or medication, since swallowing may be affected. Don't wait to see if it passes. Some symptoms do fade temporarily, but that can actually be a warning sign of a bigger stroke coming soon, so it still needs emergency attention. And don't try to drive them to the hospital yourself if an ambulance is available. Paramedics can begin treatment immediately and alert the hospital before you even arrive, which can save precious time. Staying calm and acting quickly is the best thing you can do for someone you love. Now, while some stroke risk factors, like age and family history, aren't something we can control, plenty of others are within our power to manage. Research suggests that keeping blood pressure in a healthy range, staying physically active, eating a diet rich in vegetables, fruits, and whole grains, limiting salt and processed foods, and avoiding smoking are all associated with lower stroke risk. Regular checkups with your doctor are especially important here, since they can monitor things like blood pressure and cholesterol that you can't always feel or notice on your own. None of this means you did something wrong if a stroke happens. It simply means small, steady habits can help stack the odds in your favor over time. Here's why all of this matters so much. When it comes to stroke treatment, there is often a limited window of time where certain treatments are most effective at reducing lasting damage. That's why memorizing fast, and now be fast, isn't just trivia, it's a tool that can genuinely protect the people you love. Share this with your spouse, your children, your neighbors, anyone who might one day be standing next to you or a loved one when something feels wrong. Being the person who recognizes the signs and calls for help right away could be the most important thing you ever do for someone. Let's do a quick recap. F is for face drooping, A is for arm weakness, S is for speech difficulty, and T means it's time to call emergency services. And don't forget B for balance and E for eyes, the two signs that are so often missed. Here's your one action step for tomorrow. Sit down with someone you care about and practice the FAST test together, so it becomes second nature for both of you. If this video helped you, hit subscribe for more practical, science-backed health tips for life after 60, and check out our video on the 5 foods seniors should eat every day for a healthy heart and brain. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.